it's hard to ignore the fact that there is India in your organization's name. So you're very focused on India. What's your, personal intuition towards patriotism?
See, what is bigger than me? I am an individual who has an interest in, sustaining my life. For that, I eat, I have all the basic necessities taken care of. Bigger than me is my family. Bigger than my family is my community. Bigger than my community is my state, my institutions. The largest common identity that all of us can think of is of the nation. As a whole, we say Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam is the world is one family. For us to feel that the world is one family, we need to feel that connect. We have boundaries, we have geographical boundaries, we have economic boundaries, class boundaries, language boundaries, a lot of those things. But as a country, the biggest identity that we can have is of the citizen of a nation. So when we make ourselves committed towards the development of the nation, when all that we do, our thoughts, our actions and our words are aligned towards making our country a better place, we are actually working towards creating a better condition for our own survival. When my neighbors are peaceful, my life is peaceful. When people around me are well taken care of, my life is well taken care of, because my interaction is with everybody and everything that is around me. So my greatest interests are taken care of when everything and everybody around me are in a good state of well-being. So for us in Rebuild India, the sense of patriotism is to work towards creating an ecosystem where everybody is thinking about the welfare of the person next to them. This is on one plane. And on another plane, on a civilizational plane, we are the oldest civilization of the planet, oldest living, surviving civilization of the planet, and we are very vibrant. India has a history, civilizational and cultural history of thousands of years. The beginning date of our civilizational development is not known. With more and more research, it is dating backwards. So we are at least a 10,000-year-old civilization. That means we have an ocean of cultural and civilizational knowledge, philosophies, processes, and a repository of practices. We need to be clearly proud and happy about our roots. So we say, in the Rebuild India model of development, every Indian citizen should be connected to his culture, that is Samskriti. Every Indian citizen should develop the Indian value systems. The Indian value systems are of what? Satya, Ahimsa, Dharma, Astheya, Aparigraha, the principles that are told in the Yama of Ashtanga Yoga. So Indian value systems, that is Samskara. And 3, a sense of belonging and a sense of pride with our roots, with our nation, that is Bharatiyata. So 3 foundational things that are necessary for anybody to be considered, anybody to call themselves as Indian, is Samskara, that is of the value system of the nation, the civilizational values. Samskriti, rooting to the cultural heritage of our country, and Bharatiyate. Bharatiyata is the pride in being an Indian. So this is our sense of patriotism. Connect with your roots, help each other progress, think of the person next to you before you think of your own interests. And Rebuild India has 4 values that we propagate. We practice and we teach our children to practice. Sadhana, that is doing something every day to become a better person, working towards development. Second, seva. Seva is service. You get opportunities to help the weak, the helpless, and the elderly. ಅಸಹಾಯಕರು ಅಶಕ್ತರು ಮತ್ತು ಹಿರಿಯರ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಅವಕಾಶಗಳನ್ನು ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಸರ್ವ್ ದ ಎಲ್ಡರ್ಲಿ, ಸರ್ವ್ ದ ವೀಕ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸರ್ವ್ ದ ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ಲೆಸ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ. 3, ತ್ಯಾಗ. ತ್ಯಾಗ ಈಸ್ ಸ್ಯಾಕ್ರಿಫೈಸ್. ಮೈ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಗರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೀ, ಸೊ ಮೈ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಕಮ್ ಬಿಹೈಂಡ್ ಮೈ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲೀಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಮೈ ನೇಷನ್ ಈಸ್ ಬಿಗರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ಮೈ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿ. So my nation's interests come before my family's interests. So if there's a conflict between my interest and family's interests, family's interests take precedence over my interests. So that is tyaga. Sadhana, seve, tyaga, samarpane. Samarpana is doing everything with a sense of dedication. If you're, whatever you are doing right now, if you are eating food, eat with a sense of dedication, complete Samarpana Bhava towards the task that you are doing. So these are the 4 values. India was a Vishwaguru once upon a time because these 4 values were a part of the psyche of people to a larger extent. Now for us to become the guru of the world again, we need to instill these 4 values back into the minds of people. Where do we start? The people whose attitudes, belief systems, their tendencies that has already been established, you cannot do anything to them. You can keep appraising them, but the change that you can see in these dimensions is the maximum when you instill these values in the youngsters, in the kids. When they are young, when their receptivity is the highest, when their compliance is the highest, when their trust on you is the highest, when their energy is the highest, when their possibilities are the highest, when their creativity is the highest, that is the time when they are in school. And you instill the right kind of value system in the school, they develop as very strong, confident, content individuals. So this is the Rebuild India value system. This is our idea of patriotism. It's not about telling somebody that I am better than you. It's about constantly working towards becoming a better person, constantly working towards achieving the best possible development that you can achieve for yourself on the basis of the greatest philosophical and spiritual heritage that we have, that is the Indian heritage, and help everybody around you to attain their full potential. That is our patriotism. And this, over a period of time, will expand to include everybody in the world. Every human being is a potential family member. That is the concept of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. That is the concept of patriotism in the Rebuild India framework of things.